What's up, losers? Today I'm back with some more r/fatlogic fun, taking a look at a couple of eyebrow-raising posts, and sharing my semi-serious responses to them. This is episode 101 in the fatlogic series. And I'm excited to see what the fat activists are going to dish up this time. So without further ado, let's get into it.
If your body needs 8,954 calories, and you are giving it 2,500 calories, you will keep thinking about food until you've given it the remaining 6,454 calories. That's why your mental hunger is so ever-present. Your body and brain needs and desires a way higher intake, so it will not stop thinking about food until you have given it what it needs. I'm not a mom, but I can compare it to a crying baby who is hungry, because a baby can't articulate when it's hungry in any other way than crying. You're not telling your baby, hey, that's enough for now, are you? Your body is literally that crying baby right now, so go give it the amount it needs and deserves.
Man, every so often a post comes along that is just so perfect, in its own ridiculous way, that it takes your breath away and fills your soul to the brim with an indescribable awe. This is one of those posts. Everything about it is hilarious. And as I read through it, I couldn't wipe this silly smile off my face at the absolute absurdity of what I was seeing. I mean, the post literally begins with the premise that some bodies need 8,954 calories. And it doesn't even present this as a controversial idea that requires any further qualification or any kind of evidentiary backing. It just takes it as a given. If that doesn't tell you the kind of high-level nuttiness we're dealing with here, I don't know what will. For most people, eating 9,000 calories in a single day would require a genuine feat of physical exertion. But this person's perception of what should be considered remotely normal is so thoroughly distorted that I guess 9,000 calories is just another day for them. Par for the course. Nothing to write home about. It's crazy. Even 2,500 calories, which this post seems to consider a piddling number, is actually a lot of food, and more than most people would need under most circumstances. The idea that someone who is eating 2,500 calories every day would be dealing with such crushing hunger that it dominates their thoughts is just ludicrous. That's not hunger, it's food addiction, and it means that you need help, not that you need to eat more, and certainly not 6,500 calories more. Yikes. The comparison of one's body to a crying baby is just the cherry on top of this whole bizarre spectacle of a post. Like, I've been calling fat activists babies for quite some time. But I didn't expect them to just come out and embrace this comparison. I mean, I would be embarrassed to liken my compulsive overeating to a baby wailing for its bottle. But evidently this poster feels differently. Fair play to them, I suppose. They're still not self-aware, but they seem to be inching closer every day. And it sure is a funny sight to behold. But yeah, all in all, this was a bloody excellent post, 10 out of 10. An instant fatlogic classic. Many thanks to its author, whoever that might be, and let's move on.
Show me the evidence that being fat is preventable. Show me your data saying that you can make a fat person thin. Show me your data saying a world without fat people is possible. If only everyone would eat right and move more. I'll wait forever.
Okay, so apparently this tweet, at the time when it was screenshotted, had 526 retweets, 52 quote tweets, and 3,393 likes. So I guess my first question is, who the frick is liking and retweeting this delusional nonsense LMAO? Like, far be it from me to question the content that other people enjoy. but I really struggle to see what anybody with a functioning brain could possibly be getting out of this. I mean, this tweet isn't even superficially plausible, in the way that some fat acceptance stuff can be. It's just flat out detached from reality. And if that wasn't bad enough, it's bizarrely confident in its own clearly indefensible position, which only serves to augment its sheer clownery even further. You want evidence that being fat is preventable? Look at all the people who moderated their food intake and remained thin. You want evidence that fat people can become thin? Look at all the people who have lost weight. This is really not that hard. And I'm frankly baffled at the smug assuredness of the post that this evidence would be hard to produce. Like, do these people genuinely believe that no one ever managed to lose weight? What planet are they living on? It's nuts. I wouldn't say that a world without fat people is ever going to eventuate, because there are always going to be people who are unable to control themselves around food, or willingly choose to overindulge. But I absolutely believe that on an individual level, anyone can lose weight with the right diet and exercise habits. And I also believe that on a societal level, policies that make it easier for people to learn about and adopt these habits can greatly reduce the percentage of the population that is fat. I don't see how either of these positions is controversial. And I certainly don't see where this post is getting its confidence that nothing can be done about fatness on either of these levels from. But clearly plenty of people think that this tweet is nailing it. So who am I to question the verdict of the fat activist masses? Sighs. On to the next post, I guess.
A note on language. Apart from quoted material, this article uses the term obesity, the medicalized notion of fatness, in quotes, or censored as obleepsity, as per fat liberationist conventions that reject the idea that fatness is a disease. The concept of obesity is used to exact violence on fat people, and fat activists regard it as a slur. The medical use of obesity does not negate this reality.
Okay, but how is it used to exact violence on fat people? If you're going to make a bold and inflammatory declaration like this, it seems pretty important to explain how the concept of obesity causes any kind of violence to be inflicted upon fat people, because I'm sure not seeing it. As far as I can see, all the term obesity does is acknowledge the fact that being fat is damaging to one's health, provide as value-neutral a term as possible for this condition, and facilitate discussion about it, all of which serve not to somehow justify violence, but primarily to aid fat people in receiving the respectful and expeditious medical care that they deserve. Like, people can complain about obesity as a term all they want, but I struggle to believe that they would respond any better to being called fat, porky, pudgy, rotund, or any other synonym, by medical professionals, because the issue is not actually about which term is used. It is a refusal on the part of fat activists to face facts, to accept that their weight is bad for their health, and to accept, with any maturity, anything that even slightly resembles criticism of their life choices. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not doctors' problem, it's not society's problem, and it's not most fat people's problem. It is solely a problem for whiny fat activists, who desperately want to amplify their own so-called oppression, and justify their ridiculous victim complexes. So ultimately, if fat activists want to censor the word obesity, that is their prerogative, but they should fully expect to get laughed at when they do, because the rest of us aren't having it. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the posts and my commentary. What do you think? Does anyone's body need 8,954 calories? Is there any evidence that being fat is preventable? Is obese a slur that is used to exact violence on fat people? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll cry like a baby. Until you spoon feed me 6 whole tubs of ice cream. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.